Hey guys, this is Mr. Beckstrom, and today I was asked to do an example. This is similar to number 11, section 8.2. It says use a system of equations to find the parabola of the form y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. That's the general form of the parabola there. And it goes through these 3 points there. 3, 8, negative 3, 32, and negative 2, 8. So the key here is to set up that system of equations using these x's and y's, and then we're going to have to do a bunch of solving. So doing the first one, the first point here is 3, 8. So the x value is 3 and the y value is 8. So I'm going to go up to this equation. I'm going to replace the y with 8 and the x with 3. So that's going to give me, let me put my pen on here. That's going to give me 8 is equal to 3 squared is 9, so that's 9a plus 3b, and then plus c. The second one is the x value is negative 32 and the y value is 32. So replacing x and y, we have 32 is equal to negative 3 squared is 9a. And then we have plus 32b. Is that right? Oops, no, I'm sorry. 3b plus c. So I've replaced the x here with that negative 3. And then the last one is 18 is equal to 4a, since that's negative 2 squared, minus 2b plus c. All right. So in order to solve for the first variable, we want to take two of these equations. I like to do it like this. I number them number 1, number 2, and number 3. So if I notice that number 1 and number 2, if I just add those together, the b's are going to cancel out. So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to say, I'm just going to add 1 plus 2. So I'm going to do 8 is equal to 9a plus 3b plus c, and then I have 32 is equal to 9a minus 3b plus c. Add those two together, and I'm going to get 40 is equal to 18a. The b's will cancel out, plus 2c, All right. So once I do that, once I've used number 1 and number 2, I've got to use another combination of two of these to get rid of the b again. And that's going to be a little bit trickier because I have to use this third equation here, but notice that 2 is not a factor of 3, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of multiplication. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take 2 times the first row, and I'm going to add it to 3 times the second row. And you can write it however you want. But the reason I do that, because if I multiply the first row times 2, that's going to give me a positive 6b here. And if I multiply the second row by 3, I'm going to get a negative 6b there. And then those b's will cancel out. So multiplying the first row by 2, that's going to give me 16 is equal to 18a plus 6b plus 2c. And then the last one, I'm going to multiply this one by 3. So 3 times 18, let's see, 36, 46, 56, 54. So that's going to be 54 is equal to, that's going to be 12a minus 6b plus 3c, Add those together. That's going to be 70 is equal to 30a plus 5c, Now I've broken this down to two equations with the same two unknowns. And so I'm going to get rid of one of those. Here, I think it's easiest to get rid of C. Those are smaller. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to multiply the top one here by a -5. So I'm going to do -5 times my first equation here, plus 2 times my second equation. Why? Because -5 times 2 is -10, and 2 times 5 here is +10, so that'll cancel those out. So -5 times 40 is 200. 200 is equal to -5 times 18 is -90. -90a minus 10c. And then down here, I'm multiplying this one here by 2, so that's 140. Oh, I don't think that needs to be a neg. Did I? Hold on just a minute. I forgot to put the negative right there, so let me put that negative in there. So now I have 140 here, because I multiplied by a -5. Make sure I did everything else right. That should be a negative, that should be a negative. Is equal to, and that's going to be, oops, okay, 140 is equal to 2 times that. That's going to be 60a plus 10c. So this is quite a little problem here. Now we add those together. That's going to cancel out. I'm going to get 30a, because negative is equal to -60. So A is equal to 2, right? Now that's the hard part. The hard part is getting just one of those variables there. So A is equal to 2, according to that. Now I can go back up here and I can put this into either one of these two equations. I'll put it into this one right here. So now I can do 40 is equal to 18 times 2. I'm going to put the 2 in there. That's going to be 36 plus 2c. And then I'm going to have subtract 36 from both sides. So 2c is equal to 4. And c is equal to 2. So now I have that's 2 and that's 2. And then I can just use one of the original equations. Let's go ahead and use this one right here. So I'll have 8 is equal to 9 times 2 is 18, plus 3b, plus c, which is 2. Alright, so now I am going to subtract 20 from both sides. So that's going to give me a -12 over here. So -12 is equal to 3b. And finally, b is equal to -4. So those are my three values, 2, -4, and 2. So let's see if they work. So 18 and -12 is 6, plus 2 is 8, works for that one. 18 minus a -12, so that's 30, plus 2 is 32, works for that one. And 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 2 is 18. So A is 2, B is -4, and C is 2. So a lot of work for that one, but that's the general strategic method that I would use. You don't have to get rid of the B first. You can get rid of any of these, but what you need to do is you need to pick some variable that you want to get rid of, and then use two combinations of two of those equations in order to do it. All right, I hope you learned something, and have a great rest of your week. Thanks.